Welcome to Bite-Sized Folklore, where we explore the strange, the mythical, and the forgotten, one short tale at a time. I'm Jodie, your guide through legends that linger like mist on the moors, and today we're going to be speaking about one that reaches deep into the old bones of the land, the Cailleach. Before gods had names, before the first plough turned soil, before even the stones stood tall in their eternal circles beneath the stars, she was already there, the Cailleach. Her name means veiled one, and in the Gaelic-speaking world, she is a force to be reckoned with. She is winter made flesh, a goddess, or perhaps something older, earthborn, storm-bound, bone-deep and mountain-high. Some say she strides across the land with an apron full of boulders, building hills and crags with every step. Others say she carries a staff of blackthorn, which she strikes upon the ground to summon frost. She is the wildness in the wind, the voice in the blizzard, the ache in old stone. But she is so much more than the weather. She's the dark half of the year, when the days shrink and the veil between worlds thins. She's not always cruel, but she is always watching. And sometimes she offers a choice. One such tale still lingers in the Outer Hebrides, etched into the stones, the storms and the silence. Long ago, in a village near Stornoway, there lived a fisherman named Callum MacLeod, a quiet man, steady as the tides. He was loved very much by his wife Mairi, who carried their first child. One autumn night, as a storm gathered on the horizon, Callum set out to sea. He never returned. The waves grew monstrous, the winds howled like mourning spirits. When the sea finally calmed, his boat was gone. Days passed, then weeks, and still no trace. But Mairi refused to believe he was lost. Grief hardened into determination. One night she wandered into the hills and moorlands, searching, weeping. Her feet carried her to the ancient Cailleach stones, standing like silent sentinels against the sky. And there, between earth and stone, she saw her. A figure in a grey cloak, ancient, weathered, eyes like standing water. The air around her tasted of salt and peat. It was the Cailleach. "I can return your husband," the figure rasped, "but not without a price." Mairi trembled. "What price?" "Your unborn child." The wind fell silent. Even the stones seemed to lean in, listening. Reluctantly, Mairi said yes. The next morning, Callum was found washed ashore, barely alive. The village rejoiced. But Mairi, she did not. Months later, her child was born. A boy. But he was strange. He never cried. He never smiled. His skin was cold to the touch, and his eyes seemed fixed on something just beyond this world. The villagers called him the Stone Saint. And on a storm-lashed night, not long after his 3rd birthday, the boy vanished. No tracks in the mud, no prints on the shore, just the Cailleach stones, silent, watching, and a low wail in the wind that no one wanted to hear too closely. Some say the Cailleach had come to collect. Some say she had always been near. But this is only one of the ways she lives in our stories. The Cailleach is no simple villain. She is culture incarnate, woven through the landscape, the language and the rhythm of the year. In Gaelic tradition, she governs winter itself. From Samhain to Imbolc, she walks the land. Farmers once watched the Imbolc weather closely. A dry sunny day meant she was gathering more firewood, preparing for a longer winter. A wet stormy day meant she was sleeping, and spring would come soon. In some legends, she's not a separate being, but the crone form of Brigid, the goddess of spring, a cycle within one woman, life, death, rebirth, youth and age, fire and frost. And in modern Celtic paganism, she is invoked not in fear, but in respect. She is the wild guardian of sacred places, the voice of elder wisdom, the embodiment of necessary darkness, the time when life returns to the roots and prepares to rise again. Even now, hikers leave offerings on her mountaintops. Poets invoke her in verse about time's silence and storm. And those who walk between the old ways know, the Cailleach is not gone. She never left. This was Bite-Sized Folklore. If tonight's tale stirred something ancient in you, follow the show and share it with someone who still listens to the wind. And if you ever find yourself among ancient stones, or standing in the stillness before snowfall, tread lightly, because the Cailleach may be watching, and she never forgets a bargain. Until next time, keep one foot in the past and one eye on the storm.